It is the last weekend of deer hunting season in Virginia. I was just talking with Kyle Morgan, our technical director down here in Farmville. It's going to be freezing tomorrow morning, but Kyle says he's getting out there for the last day of deer season. So good on him and good on the rest of you who will be out there bright and early tomorrow morning. Maybe even, I don't know, we'll have to ask Dave Adams, Legislative Affairs Director for the Virginia Shooting Sports Association. Dave, you going to be in a tree stand tomorrow morning?
Kyle's a better man than I am. I'm not going out there at 9 degrees.
I kind of figured that would be your answer, but yeah, Kyle is a better man than we are. And you know what? If he gets a good bit of venison, I don't think we're going to get any of it, Dave.
Probably not, but wish him the best of luck.
Absolutely. Now, listen, speaking of luck, Republicans, Dave, looks like have kept control of the House of Delegates thanks to a bit of luck.
Yes, that's probably the best way to describe it. Now, she has not conceded. She said she's going to keep all of her options open. Mm-hmm. But it was kind of surreal. I was watching the live feed on one of the local TV stations yesterday as they were doing it. And, you know, watching them show the canisters and then put the names in the canisters and then swirl it around the little clay bowl they got from the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. It was all kind of just... is watching history in the making because you don't see that happen very often.
Right? No, you don't. And again, I mean, you know, this is, to me, the message that gun owners need to take out of this is, heck yes, your vote matters. You know, we can't, I mean, this was, look, there were over 12,000 votes cast for each one of these candidates, and it came down to a tie.
Yep.
You know, and you can't tell me that there weren't a dozen, 2 dozen, maybe even more gun owners in that district who just decided, meh, we got this one in the bag. You know, he always wins. This is a safe district. We don't live in a time, Dave, where Virginia gun owners can be complacent anymore. I know that it's been almost 20 years since we've had a gun control bill signed into law here in Virginia. But, you know, the days of thinking that we can just sit back and the Second Amendment will protect itself, those days are over.
That's exactly right. And, you know, every election year we tell gun owners this is the most important election. And I guess maybe people get a little, you know, complacent hearing that. But, you know, this election was totally different than I've ever seen. And one vote does make the difference. And all you have to do is look at the 94th district to see that that's the case.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so assuming that everything holds... And I know, again, that the Democrat in the 94th District has not conceded yet. And do we still have another race that's outstanding up closer to Northern Virginia?
There's one in the Fredericksburg area. There is a contention that about 150 voters were directed to the wrong polling precinct. And so the Democrats have gone to court to have the election thrown out. That will not be decided, I think, until probably next week. But it's a 150 vote margin right now for the Republican. So we'll have to wait to see what happens on what the court decision is on that. But it should still be a Republican majority, just barely in the House of Delegates. So you'll see a Republican speaker. He'll get to appoint the committee chairman, and will also decide how bills go to what committees, which is very important.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so do you feel like there is a quote-unquote firewall for gun control bills in the House of Delegates this year?
Barely, because you never know if you have a legislator that is, you know, 100% pro-gun, or if there's certain issues that they might not be with you 100%. So it's not that firewall we've had. It's going to be important that gun owners contact their member of the House of Delegates and their state senator and encourage them to be 100% pro-gun, because there may be some things that could slip through out of committee, and then you got to fight hard on the floor to keep them from getting over to the other house and to the governor's desk.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, talking with Dave Adams of the Virginia Shooting Sports Association, and obviously that's a huge component, Dave, is anti-gun legislation. Getting to Governor Northam or Governor-elect Northam's desk. The other part of that equation is what happens with the executive branch, right? What can Governor Northam do? What can Attorney General Mark Herring do? Have you heard, for instance, any rumors or whispers that Mark Herring might be getting ready to do to Virginia's right to carry reciprocity agreements what he did a couple of years ago and get rid of them?
I have not heard anything for sure, other than just just general talk from folks like you and I that this is something that could happen, and we have to keep a watch. But I've not heard anything officially from down at the Capitol or from the VSSA lobbyist who I spoke with yesterday that that's something that is imminent or about to happen. So we'll just keep a watch on that and make sure that no changes to the legislation that were passed last year come about.
Okay. In the meantime, Dave, what is your message for gun owners in Virginia in 2018?
Join VSSA. We are partners with the NRA during the legislative session. I think you've spoken about it recently, how the anti-gun folks actually have more people in states working on the ground than NRA does because, we don't have a state liaison for every single state. They handle multiple states. So the state associations help pick up some of that slack so if they have to go cover a different state from the NRA liaison side, the state associations are there to keep watch over what's going on in the legislature. So it's important that every gun owner in Virginia, if you're not a VSSA member, go to myvssa.org, click the join link, and join. You can do it right there online, and then contact your legislator. Be watchful of the legislative tracking form that we have on our website. And because we update that every day with what's happened with bills, we'll put out messages when there's an important committee meeting coming up. That's the best thing I can tell gun owners to do between now and March when the session goes out.
All right. Dave, listen, I appreciate you joining us on the program, sir. I know we're going to be talking a lot this year, and I hope that we have a lot of these sessions scheduled really early on a weekday morning so I can drive over from Farmville and make it back in time for the show, because I'm willing to do everything that I can this year to make sure that our rights are represented.
It's really important that everybody be engaged, so we're going to need all the help we can get down at the legislature this year.
Absolutely right. Dave Adams, thank you again, sir. Enjoy your weekend. Stay warm.
Thanks, Cam. You too. Please bring back some of that global warming.
I think next week's going to be a little bit closer to normal. I hope anyway. Dave Adams. Right. And again, on Twitter, VSSA, online at myvssa.org.